Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats. Let's play that. Now, we've actually moved on to an expanded MAME list. Now, there are 35,000 MAME titles for us to take a look at versus the, 3,000 beforehand. Now, there are a lot of repeats. There are like 20 versions of Golden Tea. No, there were like 100. So, it's of course not 35,000 unique games. But included in those games is actually Cash Quiz. Now, I had actually encountered Cash Quiz a long time ago, or at least I hallucinated that I did, when I was kind of getting into these quiz games. So I saw a few Japanese quiz games and I'm like, wow, this is actually a cool concept. I just wish I could do it in English. And so, well, I did some research and pretty much it was this and Quiz of Dragons. So this game, well, some things never change. It's still not working. I took a brief look. I tried different versions of MAME. I did whatever I could, and no, it's still not working. I looked at the videos, and I thought the videos showed that it was working, but no, it's just not working. So I went with Quiz of Dragons, and so if you're wondering why in the quick LP section there's a random LP of Quiz of Dragons, it's because I wanted to play a quiz game in English. Just see what the experience is like. But that was the good side. Now let's take a look at the bad side. Now, I know at least how to choose options, but I don't know. Oh, I guess we're stuck with soaps. I really wanted to not. Alright, who received boxes of violets in Dynasty? So you actually just press a button to select the answer. Yeah, no, a lot of Japanese quiz games kind of do the same thing. Who was Stephen Carrington's first wife? That was random. And so, we're going to have the same experience we have in playing a Japanese quiz game. Oh, lucky. It's just now, when we play these questions, we at least have a nagging sense that we probably should know the answer. I still don't. I'm not necessarily a fan of soaps. This is not Ashgabat Cats. Let's soap opera that. But, maybe you know, and you can play along at home. And if you're so inclined, Cash Quiz. Go ahead and, start it out. Oh. Well, okay, that's not actually so surprising. It feels so weird because it's in English. But in reality... Oh. So Japanese quiz games, like, give you a continue function. They're like, oh yeah, you gotta continue on to see, Sailor Moon get to the end of the game or something. But, this game does not. This game is just like, you have been deemed to be a moron. Please cease playing our quiz game and cede the arcade machine to somebody smarter. Well, gee, that's plain offensive. Alright, I'm gonna go in, do my best, try my hardest, try to get, like, some other category working, because I saw one of those with popular music, just made in 1986. I think that would be amusing. Okay, so I don't know what happened to Pop Music 1, but here we have Pop Music 2. So it turns out the answer was to press the Q button on your keyboard. In hindsight, it was so obvious. You're My Picture by Picasso came from which Clifford T. Ward song? I was under the impression there would be more new wave here. Random chance. I do like they only give you 3, not, okay. Vague after images of pop culture comes in. I'm surprised at all the things I know, or at least that I can get right and pretend I know. Wow, they are real big on this whole Beatles thing. People who lived through this time period, can you comment and say if the Beatles really were that popular back then? I don't even know who Simon Le Bon is. Well, if it was Ichiku Park, that would be even funnier. Game over, player one. You've been deemed to be ignorant of the times. Let's get right back in there. Potluck, new soccer, cricket. That's right, cricket. It's the new soccer. Ooh, sports time. Motoring, pop. Screen entertainment. Screen entertainment? I consider myself a master of screen entertainment, so long as that screen is an arcade screen. Yeah, no, this is not necessarily, any better. Why would you name a nightclub Fathers? That's just gonna get weird. Are all of these actual 50s movies? I wake up screaming, I saw what you did, and I see a dark stranger. All three of these answers seem equally absurd. Well, unfortunately, another category ends in ignorance. Now, before you tune out, I did see an option called General Knowledge. And I'd like to imagine Coronation Street, is that a specific show? Anyway, I'd like to imagine that I have a wide breadth of general knowledge. So let's get in there and let's see what we can do with general knowledge. This isn't exactly general knowledge here. I thought it was like hydrogen is composed of what is the chemical thing for hydrogen or something. But no, it's just Then what is it? It doesn't tell you the answer, so you can't practice and do it again. What's up with this dynasty? I didn't choose soaps. I think what it's doing is it's just choosing random things from the other category, and it's figuring, it's like, hey, you were such a pro with the previous stuff. Why don't we do this? Well, on the bright side, 1 out of 3 is a lot better than 1 out of 4, answer-wise. I also like how sometimes it takes a while to write the answers, but sometimes they're up instantly. And it just kind of, it's just one of those weird 80s things when it actually took time to render text. In which soap does this appear? Coronation Street is an entire category in this game. Well, I guess that makes sense, because if it wasn't Coronation Street, they would just assume that you already knew all about Coronation Street. With cash prizes, oh, I'm sure. So soaps, potluck, new soccer, cricket, sports time, motoring, screen entertainment. I guess potluck is the closest to what I was imagining. I mean, I can't stop myself, but at some point, maybe I should. How many farthings were there in a shilling? Sorry, guys. I have a confession to make. I'm not actually British. Which of these is a computer software? Hey, now we're... Oh, is a computer software. Okay, I was going to say, it's like disk drive, cassette recorder. It's like, oh yeah, I remember playing cassette recorder on the Commodore 64. It was a great hit. How many sides does a sixagon have? 6. All right. This is the general knowledge I was looking for, which was in potluck. When was Prince Anne born? Sometimes you just gotta guess. But everything else I've been feeling excited about. Finally, something I know about, which is to say, random stuff. The Domesday Book to be compiled. Not even the Doomsday Book, the Domesday Book. This guy was like just so into books. He's like, so into domes. He's like, you know what? We're going to make a national holiday called Domesday. Somebody like, doesn't that sound like Doomsday? And it's like, you're just being crazy. Well, I made it further. I think technically I made it further in some of the other ones, because of dumb luck. But that was Cash Quiz. Well, it was either this or Quiz of Dragons. And I think I made the right choice. This game is charming and quaint, and it is in English. But unfortunately, Quiz of Dragons is pretty cool, and I feel like it's more relevant to the pop culture sort of thing that I would be familiar with, not just soaps and general knowledge, which is just general knowledge about soaps and movies. Still, though, it is always fun to finally see just what is a quiz game actually like if you can play it in a knowledge you understand, in a language that you understand. And as it turns out, it's still baffling because, I mean, quiz questions can be pretty tough. But at least you can understand when you're being an idiot. And on that note, this cat's got a scat.